Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. What day is it again? Is it Monday? No. Oh, it's Tuesday. It's time for top 3 fucking Tuesday. That's my new intro. Spent a lot of time working on that intro, so please subscribe because I put a lot of effort into my fucking videos. This week we are going to do, in case you couldn't tell, and I'm probably going to put it in the fucking thumbnail, my top 3 PlayStation 1 games. And as you can see, there's more than 3 games here. This is almost my entire PlayStation collection, right? So a bit of a backstory then first of my experience with the PlayStation. I was a Nintendo kid, so I had the Nintendo 64. I didn't know much about Sony. A couple of my mates that I knew had a Sony, and it was, I think I was like 17, 18, I think, when all these consoles were coming out. So I went up one of my mates' flats. He was like one of the boys I used to go to school with. You know, and he's only 18, and he had his first flat, so it was cool. It was nice to be in someone's living room, playing on the PlayStation on a games console. Whereas, you know, back then when you used to go and play around your mate's house, you had to go up to the bedroom. So that was the first thing I noticed. But one thing I couldn't believe, right? So again, I've been a Nintendo kid, so I had the Super Nintendo, then we had the N64. Of course, they were cartridge-based consoles, weren't they? So my mate telling me now about all these great games. He was into his racing games. Yeah, we'll put this game on. No, a snowboarding. I think it was SSX or Cool Board. One of those kind of games. You put the disc in, turned it on. We were waiting. I was like, oh, what's this shit? Because I've been spoilt. I've been used to cartridges where you just fucking put the cartridge in, turn it on. And it is instant. The game loads instantly. Yeah, you have to wait, and then there was a load between levels. I was like, what's this? The Commodore 64 era. Yeah, so my first initial thoughts of disc-based games, I wasn't very impressed. The games, however, then, obviously, I changed my mind because the games were very good. But it was a bit of a shock, like a big step backwards with... You had to go back to waiting for games to load. So my first ever experience with the PlayStation wasn't very a good one. Like, I'm talking about the first 3 or 4 minutes, but then I got it once the game started playing. So I've got my top 3 games. I'm going to move them out of the way. And a bit of a surprise, one of them's not actually a fighting game. All these games here are fighting games. All our honourable mentions, and then I've got 3 games, honourable mentions that aren't fighting games as well. But back in the day, I was just playing whatever everyone else was playing, whatever the magazines were showing. So I was playing like the shooters, mainly the racing games. I think because of the age I was. Back then, I don't give a shit about cars now, but back then I did. I thought cars with alloy wheels and spoilers were really cool. Yeah, so I'll talk about my first game, honourable mention. This is a fantastic game. Is Gran Turismo 2. I had this very soon after it came out, and I wasn't working at the time. I think I was on unemployment, so I was living on... I think something like 40 odd quid a week, and this game I think was 40 quid, so I didn't have the money to just go buy games willy-nilly, so I had to trade games in, and I believe it was in game, and there was a guy in there, and I took every single game I had in my collection, I took in just to get my hands on this game. But you had no idea, like now with like CEX for example, you can type in, can't you, and it tells you how much they'll give you for trading, how much they'll give you for cash. Back then, you had no idea. So I thought, oh, I'd be happy if he gives me, you know, I wanted this and another game. I can't remember what the other game was. And he said, I'll give you this much. And it just so happened to be exactly what this was. So I did leave there a little bit thinking, did I just get ripped off? But after playing this, I had my money's worth, let me tell you. I played this game, months. I used to go over sleepovers and stuff with my mates, and they always used to say, oh, bring your PlayStation with you. And this was the game of choice. Yeah, so we had, hours and hours of fun with this game. It is a 2-disc as well. This version, it's not the version I had from back in the day. It's the Platinum. But I think, if my memory serves, I think it was on the disc, where it was a bit of a myth, but no, it was actually true, right? You scratch the disc, the top of the disc, and it smells of like burnt rubber. Why, I don't know, but it was just a thing back in the day. Then another game I got fond memories of is a game called Doom. I don't know if anyone's heard of it. Yeah, really good game this was. I'll talk about my other game as well then, is Quake 2. I preferred Quake 2 to Doom back in the day. I still do probably, but I've tried to replay them now, and I have talked about it briefly before on some of my other videos I've done. The controls, they're fucking terrible. How I used to play these games. Lucky now though, Doom is available on the PlayStation Store, so there is a much easier way to play that. But Quake 2, unfortunately, Quake 1 is on the PlayStation Store, but I really hope that they do Quake 2, because it might, other than the controls, with my nostalgia attached, it might be my top 10 shooters of all time. That's a big claim, because I do like my shooters. I don't like them as much as I used to. There was a time in my life where someone asked me what type of games I'm into. The first one I would have said would have been first-person shooters, even more than fighting games, but my tastes have changed. But yeah, this is a fucking brilliant game if you've got the patience to get your head around the controls. Right, game I picked up, this is probably my newest PlayStation 1 game, is Soul Blade. I only picked this up, I think, a week or so ago. I did it in one of my pickups videos, and it's still really impressive. I've only had a very brief go on it. I haven't, normally I wouldn't finish with a fighting game till I've done the entire roster, you know. Sorry, it's stealthy burping, sorry. Yeah, but so it's not, I don't know, maybe it has got potential to get into my top 3. It is in my top 10 already, probably slide straight into my top 10. But yeah, it's... yeah, I'm really happy. Maybe it's because it's a game I've been looking for fucking ages, and it is really cool to have it in my collection. And it's a nice feeling to just go, yeah, I'm in the mood, boom, I can finally pop it in. Oh, this is a heavy game, let me tell you. Guilty Gear. I've got this. I bought this. It was quite cheap. It is complete in box. I did play it the day I picked it up. Again, just making sure everything runs okay on it. But then I noticed it was in the sale. I didn't even know it was on the PlayStation Store. So I paid something like £1 something for it. So the options I've got, I could play this with my Neo Geo stick or my my Street Fighter 15th anniversary fight stick. But I've got my Victrix Pro. Do you know what I mean? So I can play this game on the PlayStation 5 on the Victrix Pro, so it's a no-brainer. But it is nice to have this game in my collection. I'm not going to trade it in or anything, because it is a really good copy, as you can see, complete in box. Another newer game. Oh, I'm really happy. It's a similar kind of story with this one, actually. Real about Fatal Fury. I paid the go-in rate, let's say. This is an expensive game, okay? Let's not beat around the bush, but it's in good condition. I love this game, but it's almost identical story to Guilty Gear. I bought this, and then I realised it was in one of these compilation things on sale. So for the fraction of the price for what I paid for this. This is nearly the price. Oh, roundabout, to give you a clue how much I paid, it's around about the price of a full price, brand new PlayStation 5 game. Don't mind, don't care. It looks great in my collection. As I'm starting to expand my games room, I'm going to do maybe like a Street Fighter shrine or museum, and I might even do like a Fatal Fury, King of Fighters, or maybe like an SNK shrine as well. Maybe I start a new religion or something, I don't know. Another new game, loads of them are new, aren't they? Dead or Alive. Now, there are some new things on the PlayStation version. I remember reading... Was it reading up about it? Oh, I think I was watching some YouTube videos about it. And I thought, right, as soon as I see it, I'm going to pick it up. It's got the worst fucking cover. I like the Dead or Alive covers on the game art. But it's got by far the worst cover. Plays okay, a little bit clunky as you'd expect for an early 3D fighter. I like it. It's got that early or late 90s charm to it, you know. But I can't see when it came out. Maybe it's under there. Yeah, so it's 9 characters plus 2 hidden characters as well. Yeah, so I haven't given it a lot of time. Maybe on my week off, I'm going to start going through my backlog. And a game now, I like it. 2 reasons. One, because it's one of those, this is a good example of it's so bad, it's good. And I love fighting as Star Wars characters. The potential to make a Star Wars fighting game, oh, it's immense. Yeah, it's look what like Injustice 2 have done. They've shown how good a fighting game can be, and it's just crying out for a good fighting game. Like, there's 9 movies, main movies now, all the characters. Like, I'd love to see Rey against Darth Maul, or Darth Maul against General Grievous, or something. There's so many options, and then you can have the funny characters. You know, you can have Jabba the Hutt in there. You know, get a bit imaginative with it. Yeah, but I'm surprised it's not even an expensive game. I just assumed it was. I've never ever seen it, so I had to bite the bullet, and I tried the CEX lottery, and I won because it's complete in box, and as you can see, it's in a nice condition as well. Quite shocking, you might find. I'll just do all my Street Fighter games then. So I've got Alpha 3 and EX1 and 2. Alpha 3, I gotta be, it's a top 10. It might even be a top 5 game, but Alpha, I don't know. I'm thinking what I like to play now. When I had it, I did have this game back in the day. It blew my mind. It was a very, very good game. But I don't know. I just think, well, if I want to play Street Fighter Alpha, I've got the Street Fighter collection, 30th anniversary collection. So this doesn't really get a look in, you know. But again, it's not going anywhere. It's staying in my collection. Similar with these, I've got EX3. So if I want to play a 3D fighter, and I got X-Layer 4 as well now. So yeah, sadly, again, these games aren't going anywhere. Maybe I've got 2 copies of this complete in box. Maybe, shameless plug, if I get to 100 subscribers, I might do a giveaway or something as a special. Yeah, maybe, I don't know how they work. Maybe do a competition, raffle or something, and the winner will get that. But I'll probably have to put it in a box, because I don't want to be posting stuff out and people saying, oh, thanks for sending it, but it was trashed, you know. A game I didn't play. This is one of the games in the series that I've got on order, actually. Hopefully it's coming next Saturday. It's the game that me and Glitch were waiting in my house all day for last Saturday. But unfortunately, I'm in the middle of the dates up tonight. It's the Toshinden games. Now I've got Battle Arena. 2 is the one that I've ordered, and I've got 3 and 4. My favourite Toshinden game is, oh, is it, look behind me, is it Remix, the one that's on the Sega Saturn? I think, can't remember, I think I picked this one up, a complete blind buy. I didn't know anything about the series, and I'm always take a risk when it comes to a fighting game, especially on the PlayStation 1, because there was so many of them. Like, I think there's nearly 20 of them in this video, okay? And I thought, this is really good. And then I bid on one on eBay, a really good condition one on eBay for the Sega Saturn. And I fucking won. I'm still shocked I ever win a Sega Saturn eBay bid, because it's, let me tell you, it's pretty competitive. Those of you that collect Saturn games and shop on eBay know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I'm happy to discover this franchise, you know. 3's probably my favourite one. but I have heard quite good things about number 2, and I just want a bit of a completionist, you know, so I want to get the complete series in my collection, like Bloody Roar, for example. Bought 3 and now I'm sitting on the fence. Shall I just go for the complete collection? Because those games, they're not cheap, let me tell you. You're looking £30 plus, and even I think that's even CEX prices. Another fighting game series is the Tekken series. Now, Tekken 3 is probably my 4th favourite game on the PlayStation console, okay? But the reason I've got all 3 of them in here is the improvements they've made. Like, Tekken's an okay game. It was a very good looking game. It was very clunky. It's a bit of a bare bones fighting game, okay? Classic of its game of its era. Then they launched Tekken 2. And whoa, there's a hell of a weight there. Must be a hell of a manual in there. Jeez, look at the size of that manual. Yeah, it was a massive improvement. You could tell there's a lot of wait for it to focus. Yeah, there's a lot of love, care, and attention went into making this game, and they must have, I don't know, got some new people, or they must have been almost perfecting the craft by the time this came out, because there's a lot of stuff you can do on it. It's not just a fighting game. There's some other modes and stuff that you can play. So if you're going to play one Tekken game on the PlayStation, make it this one. I'd love them to do, you know, like Street Fighter have done a 30th anniversary collection. I'd love fucking Tekken, Namco to do it as well. I think it'd be an instant seller, and there's definitely a load of Tekken fans out there. Loads of people. Tekken is the #1 fighting game. There's actually people out there, I think on my Instagram especially, that just play Tekken. That's all they seem to upload. I'm always rotating. That's my problem. I'll never be really good at a fighting game because I'm always rotating my fighting games, and unless they play similar, it's like I'm a beginner, then I won't play another game for 6 months because I've got so many games on the go. But yeah, there's a massive Tekken community out there. I'd love them to redo them on the PlayStation. I'd buy that day one. Another shout out then. So these are the last of my honourable mentions. I picked these up quite recently. This game I've been looking for a very long time. Mortal Kombat 3 and Trilogy. Ideally I wanted Trilogy on the Saturn, but then I realised, like, I bid on one on eBay, and I went in quite a lot of money, and I thought, right, okay, and I think it was in like 2 or 3 minutes to go, and then boom boom, and I thought it was like £80 something. I thought, are you kidding me? And I believe it went for over £220 for the Sega Saturn version, so I was out. So I thought, fuck it. I think I had this in CEX, but I had it in store, and I checked the disc and everything like that. So yeah, happy to have that in my collection. Now then, my top 3 then. Let me just make sure. I'm always doing this. Yeah, I'm going to stick to this order. And this is what I like playing now. But my number 3 game was a game I did have back in the day. And no, it's not a fighting game. I love this game, right? Motor Racer 2. This is my favourite racing game. My cousin, I believe, lent me this. And he was into his bikes and stuff. And I just bought a bike. So I thought, okay. And I've always loved watching. I've been a passionate watcher of the MotoGP series. You know, I've got Valentino Rossi tattoos. My puppy is named after Valentino Rossi. So I'm a big bike fan, but I never really got to, like, I enjoy watching football, but I don't like playing FIFA. So I was never, no, I don't really like it. He lent me this, and I was shit today. You got to be good to play these games, right? And I just sat down, I just practiced and practiced. It's such a good feeling to win your first race. But what's cool with this game, right? I don't know if you can see. You've got off-road bikes, and then you've got road bikes, and you can pick the bikes, and like it's like some will have obviously like better acceleration, but then better high speed, top end speed. So I figured, like, when I figured how a motorbike works, I thought, don't go for top end, go for the one that takes longer to accelerate. Because, no, it's quicker to accelerate, but it's got a slower top speed. So if you're bumping into like the side of the track, you're going to accelerate quicker. little things like that, and it was like a lot of trial and error. Again, this is before YouTube, where there was tutorials and stuff like that. Yeah, and I just saw this in the shop, just, I think it was on the floor in one of the shops we go to, sitting there waiting for me to come home with me. Yeah, and it really holds up. I'm probably going to do a video on this when I get the itch to play it again. Yeah, so definitely love that Motor Racer 2 with Yamaha. And I'm a Yamaha guy again now. Alright, so I got some big hitters now, alright? You might want to sit down for these two. They are both fighting games, surprise, surprise. So my number 2 game is Darkstalkers 3. What a beautiful game. Didn't play it back in the day, or I think I had played it, but just moved on. I might have borrowed it off someone, but like lent me a stack of games or something. So I didn't give it the respect it deserved, you know. But I love these games, and they're really hard to come by. I'd love to have the Sega Saturn games in my collection, but obviously we got the Capcom Fighting Collection coming out 24th or 26th of the month. I'm getting that bad by day one, baby. I don't give a shit, like. So I'm really, yeah, it was a no-brainer to put this in my top 3. There isn't a game that comes close to this. This game, it's quite an expensive game as well. I did pick this up this year. It's Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. And it's one of the best looking games in my entire collection. There's something about these graphics, you know, that it just takes me back. What year was this? Late 90s, 1999. Spider-Man is fantastic in this game. It's not just about the Street Fighter. They obviously look amazing, the Street Fighter characters as well. But normally when I used to play like Marvel versus Capcom, I tend to play Street Fighter characters. Sometimes Wolverine, I gotta be honest, he's my kind of guy as well. But Spider-Man is my guy in this game. He looks beautiful. He plays really good as well. As you can see, I was very lucky enough to get a complete in-box version of this. Yeah, what a fucking outstanding game. Any fans? Anybody watching this? Any fans of this game? If you haven't played it, I would definitely recommend it. It's going up in price. Some people on eBay, I think it's around the £55 right up, depending on condition. Like you might get a incomplete for 55, but it's going up 90, 100 last time I looked, you know. So it's a beautiful game. It deserves to be in any fighting game fans collection. Yeah, so that was my top 3. Obviously, I talked about my other ones as well. I'm in the mood for playing some Motor Racer 2 now. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what's your top 3. I always like interacting with you guys, seeing what your thoughts are. Have I missed any games? I have got only a handful of games, about less than 10 games, I'd say, left. So this is pretty much all of my PlayStation games in my collection, you know. So have I missed any out? Let me know in the comments. As always, love you, bye.